everyone, it's Sinistry, and today I wanted to give you a list of characters I am dying to see in Disney Dreamlight Valley. As you're probably aware, Dreamlight Valley has a bunch of different characters in it already, and more are planned to come to the game in the future, but these are some characters that I really love, and yet I don't know if they'll be in the game, or I don't know if maybe they'll be in anytime soon, so it's possible we'd get them in the future, but you'll kind of see they vary a bit from person to person. Definitely let me know in the comments who you would like to see. I would love to know if we have any in common or if you thought of someone that I didn't even think about. And also make sure to like and subscribe if you like Disney Dreamlight Valley. I will be covering it tons on the channel, but with that being said, let's jump right in. So the first movie that needs representation is Mulan, and obviously we need Mulan herself. I think we're definitely gonna get her, but we definitely need her to be more like her animated version and not like her live action version. I also would really love to see NPC skins, and I think that some really cool skins we could get for Mulan are her woman form when she's doing the whole, get up to go get a man, as well as her man form, when she's in the military and she has to pretend to be a man. I think it would be cool representation for both of those sides of her, and it wouldn't really put her in a box the way it would if she only had, let's say, her womanly form. Now, the next character that we definitely need is Mushu, and I've seen some people say that he should just be a companion, but that is so discounting Mushu as a character. Mushu is a great character. He's so funny, he has tons of personality, and if Remy is a character, then Mushu needs to be a character. But that being said, I really want to see Cri-Kee as a companion. He's the little cricket, and it would be perfect because he doesn't really have as much personality. But he's so cute, and I would love to see him either hop after you or even climb onto your shoulder and go around with you that way. So I'm really hoping we get these characters, but now let's move on to the next movie. Next up, we have the iconic Emperor's New Groove. Let me say that if you do not love this movie, you should just go rewatch it because it is so good and you might be misremembering it. Now, obviously, if we have Emperor's New Groove, we need Kuzco. I mean, you can't have that movie represented without him. He would literally throw a fit if he knew. And that being said, Kuzco needs to be kind of a jerk. I will not accept it if he is just the super nice guy that he seemingly is at the end of the movie. He needs his sass, he needs his attitude, he needs his groove. We need him in our lives. And we also need Yzma. She is the perfect villain to have in this game because she is a villain, but she's so freaking funny. I would really love to see Yzma have the ability to turn people into animals with her magic potions. I think that it would be so funny if she did it by accident and you had a quest where you had to go get them back. I mean, there are really limitless possibilities with Yzma as a character. She is one of the most iconic Disney villains, if not the most iconic, to be completely honest. Now, let's say that we don't get Yzma in her human form. We could also get her in her cat form as a companion. I think that would be really funny as well. She was so cute as a little cat, but I would really like for her to still say funny things here and there if she were a cat, so I don't think that would happen. I think it's actually kind of likely that we could get her as a character though. And obviously everybody has been saying we need Kronk in this game. Kronk's spinach puffs are in the game, so the chances of him being in the game are super high. I think there's no way they're gonna add Emperor's New Groove without adding him. And I'm pretty sure Emperor's New Groove will be in the game. Why would they not use this awesome property? Obviously Kronk really needs to be a himbo as always, and I would really love for his quests or his abilities to be helping communicate with the different animals. Maybe that could even be a new activity. You could befriend Kronk, and as you go around and you give gifts to the animals, you could get double the gifts. Or you could get rare gifts that you don't usually get. Honestly, with all three of these characters, there's just a wealth of opportunities. They need to be in the game ASAP. Now, a property that also has a wealth of opportunities that I think honestly could never end up in the game is Kingdom Hearts. Let's be real, I don't know that this would ever happen, but if they could make this work, it would just be pretty legendary. And I'm just gonna say, obviously we need Sora. And if Sora could make it into Smash Bros, I think Sora could make it into Dreamlight Valley. I'd obviously like other characters from the games as well, like Riku, Kairi, Organization 13, any number of different characters, but I don't think any of them would be added. I will say I would really love if Roxas got added though, because of the whole thing about him being in a dream, and I think it would kind of just fit with the motif of Dreamlight Valley. But honestly, I think we have a much better chance of just getting Sora and maybe some Twilight Town like cameos or something, but I don't know that we'll get all of these characters. I will say though, at the very least, please give us the skins for all of the Mickey Mouse characters that are in Kingdom Hearts, because it would just be so fun to see them in their like royal getup. But moving away from Kingdom Hearts, we have another property that I think is surprisingly unlikely to show up in the game, at least for a while, and that's Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, you might be shocked and you might be like, why would Winnie the Pooh not be in the game? It's obviously super kid-friendly, it's very cute, Pooh is adorable. I want Pooh and Tigger in the game personally, but if you look up the history of Winnie the Pooh and China, you'll kind of understand why it might not end up in the game. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get too like political or anything on this channel, but there are some tensions with Winnie the Pooh in China, and we don't want to, you know, cross that line. And I think that Gameloft might decide to kind of push off Winnie the Pooh for later, or just maybe not add him, unfortunately. But if Pooh did get added, I need OG Winnie the Pooh to be in the game. I'm talking about the really, really old VHS Winnie the Pooh, Tigger. We need them in the game. I will not settle for any new Winnie the Pooh BS. Honestly, Winnie the Pooh was my favorite like movie or VHS or like anything really when I was a very, very young kid. So like I will be personally offended if we don't get old school Winnie the Pooh. I will also be very offended if we don't get Atlantis representation in Dreamlight Valley. Let's be real, if we don't have Milo and Kida in this game, like what are you doing? The vibes are just immaculate. It fits so well with like the mystical cave. Like I literally went into the mystical cave, saw the way it was decorated and was like, oh my god, it's Atlantis. They put Atlantis in the game. And no, they didn't. So like my fault, I guess. I just made an error. But I mean, they really need to have Atlantis in this game. But I mean, I don't really have much more to say about Atlantis. So let's move on to our next property, which is Monsters, Inc. This is definitely going to be in the game. I'm 100% sure, just with all the Pixar energy that they've been putting out there. I would be honestly very shocked if they never had Monsters, Inc. I mean, just think about it. It's literally perfect. In the movie, you have to go through a door to get to the monster realm. And like in the game, you have to go through a door in the castle to get to all the different realms. So they have to do it. But anyway, I really need to be able to hug Sully. If I don't get to hug him, I will be, again, personally offended. We need to hug this big furry guy. Mike Wazowski also needs to be funny. I will not accept a watered down Mike Wazowski. He needs to be cracking jokes. He needs like a comedy show or something. I don't know. I love him and he needs to be this game's KK Slider. Also, we need Randall. He would just be such a great villain, and like I would love to have a setting where you could like toggle on and off the ability for him to just disappear and randomly appear right next to you. I think it would be really funny if you're like fishing and all of a sudden he just like reforms right in front of you. It'd be like a hilarious jump scare. But obviously some people would actually get like way too startled. We don't want that to happen. So I want to be able to like turn that off. But if we can have it on as well, like that would be really funny. And even if we don't get that from Randall, I think that he is just a very iconic villain. Like he is just so slimy and weird. And like, I don't know, I just really always thought he was cool. Like when I was a kid, I was like, he's like so cool in a really like, I don't like you way. I guess that's a standard Disney villain. They're all quite likable, even though they do pretty awful things. But enough about Monsters, Inc. I want to briefly just mention Baymax from Big Hero 6. Honestly, I don't really care about any of the other characters in Big Hero 6 the way I care about Baymax. I need him to be in the game, and I also need to be able to hug him, please. I don't really know if Big Hero 6 would make it into this game. I feel like it could be a little bit too ambitious, and I feel like you'd have to add a lot of characters, or it would feel kind of weird given the like group nature of the film. But if they just add Baymax, or if they add like some kind of Baymax like furniture or clothing or things like that, I think that would be really fun. And we are finally at our last movie that we need in this game, and it is Encanto. Obviously, we need Mirabel and Bruno, and I will not accept anything less. We need both of them. Unfortunately, I think Mirabel would be kind of like Moana in that, like, I really love them in their respective movies, but in the game, I feel like Moana has, like, not at all her normal personality. She's just, like, kind of weird. Like, it's not even that she's watered down, it's like they gave her a different personality. I would not want that from Mirabel, so I really hope that if they add her, that she is very true to life. Now, Bruno, I think, would be pretty obviously just, like, a kooky character and kind of strange, maybe saying some off things here and there, but he would be, of course, very lovable. We love him and we stan him in this household, and I definitely need him to be in the game. He would add such, I think, a refreshing take on a character. Because let's be real, a lot of the characters in Dreamlight Valley are very samey, so I think that he could kind of add a bit of flavor. Now, you could add other family members from the Madrigals, but I don't really know if that would be a smart move. I say that purely because I think that if you leave someone out who people like really identify with, then they would get really upset. I think that it makes a lot of sense just to do Mirabel and Bruno, and I think that if you did like just Luisa or just Isabel, like it would just come across as like you're leaving out someone who's really crucial, and why don't you have them as well? They're kind of an almost all or nothing cast. It's very similar to Big Hero 6. Like if you don't have all of the characters and you just have a few, it's gonna feel really off. So that's just kind of my take on Encanto. I think we're obviously going to get Encanto. Like it would be so stupid if they did not add that movie at some point in time, but maybe they're thinking through like how they can handle the whole cast. Or they could be thinking about how to implement the house, because honestly, the house is its own character, and like, yeah, we would definitely get the house. But anyway, those are all the characters I had to discuss today. As you can see, there were so many, and there were many, many more that I had to cut just because I thought they were a bit obvious, or I like wasn't as passionate about them, and so I felt like, I just need to make the list really concise. So if I didn't include your favorite character that you really want to see in the game, definitely let me know in the comments, because again, I just really want to know what you would like to see in the game. And again, make sure to like and subscribe if you like Dreamlight Valley. It really helps out my channel, and I would love to create a very nice little community here with all of you. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.